Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss some of the applications questions of Euclid's division lemma. In the last class we have discussed that what is a lemma, what is the given statement of the Euclid's division lemma, what are the different rationals, irrationals, reals, imaginary, etc. Okay, so let us come to the point that for the applications of the Euclid's division lemma. Okay, so let us recall a bit that what was the statement given by the Euclid's division lemma. That was A is equal to BQ plus R, where R must be what? Greater than equal to 0 but must be less than P, isn't it? So what was A here? That was dividend, isn't it? What was B here? That was divisor. What was Q here? That is quotient. And what was R here? That was remainder, isn't it? So just we have to put on the questions on this formula, this lemma, and then we have to equalize it as its dividend. Okay, just as equal to the divide and check rule. Okay, so let us check what is the given question. So that every positive integer is either odd or even. What we have to prove? That there is a even integer, okay, even positive integer. Make it clear that it is mentioned that it is a positive integer, so negative, there is no minus on that. Clear? So what it is given, that every positive integer is either odd or even. Okay, so whenever we used to count the numbers also, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so what we are just checking, that when we are getting 1, we know very well that it is never divisible by 2. That means it is a odd number. Next is 2. It is divisible by 2 itself. That means it is an even number. Next is 3. That is again odd number. Next is 4. That is again even number. Why? Because odd numbers are those which is never be divisible by 2. Isn't it? But in the case of the even numbers, it will always be divisible with the 2. Clear? So let us assume that n is the given arbitrary. Arbitrary means just an integer. Okay, so arbitrary positive integer is, let it be n. Okay, so here is the question, that how we were assuming that whether the given number is an odd or an even number, by dividing it by 2. That is why I have mentioned here a statement that is on dividing n. The number is n here, so it would be dividing by 2. Then let m be the quotient. Okay, here it was q, but here we have taken m. Okay, no issue, you can change it. And r be the remainder as it is. Clear? So what would be the statement then? Then n would be equal to 2 into m plus r. 2 into m plus r. Why here 2? Because divisor must be equal to 2 here for understanding whether the number is an odd number or an even number. Clear? Okay. So here it would be n equal to 2m plus r, where again r is greater than equal to 0 but it would be less than 2. Clear? Now let us take this lemma and let us check for the different values of r in it. Here r would be what? Greater than equal to 0. That means r equal to 0, 1. Okay, but it is less than 2, so we cannot take 2 as equal to r. Clear? So for r equal to 2, when we have put the value of r equal to 0 in this given statement, what we are getting? That is 2m plus 0, that is again 2m. And when we will divide this 2m by 2, we can see here this will be cancel out and we will get a positive arbitrary integer, okay, which is always divisible by 2. Isn't it? We have checked here. So if it is divisible by 2, then what kind of number it would be? Even number. Clear? Next, for r equal to 1, when we are putting r equal to 1 in this statement, it would be 2m plus 1, which is obviously not divisible by 2 because we cannot even divide it completely and we cannot take anything common here which is divisible by 2. That is why it is not divisible by 2. So simply we can assume that this is an odd number. This is an odd number. Okay, so here just we have proved the statement that for r equal to 0, for this statement it is a even number but it is divisible by 2, and for r equal to 1 this is not divisible by 2, that means we are getting an odd number. So for every positive integer here it is a funda of odd number and even number. Clear? Let us take one more example. So here's the question that we have to use the Euclid's division lemma to show that the cube of any positive integer is of the form 9m, 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. Okay. So we have already given that we have to make this arbitrary positive integer in the form of the lemma so that it will come in the form of this 3 entities only 3. So that is why we have taken y equal to 3 here, and the maximum extent would be for r is 3 here. Clear? Huh? So let us take an arbitrary positive integer that let it be x. So from EDL, that is Euclid's division lemma, okay, we can make this statement that is x is equal to 3q plus r. Why here 3? Because the divisor is here is 3. That is why it is 3q plus r, where q is the quotient, r is the remainder, and q must be equal to and greater than 0 and r is equal to 0, 1 and 2. Why? Because here the condition we have got that r must be greater than equal to 0 and less than be 3. Clear? So likewise in the previous question what we have done, that we have taken different values of r and we have taken out some of the lemmas again, that by putting r equal to 0 we have got x is equal to 3q. Okay. Next, then when we have put the r equal to 1, then we have got x is equal to 3q plus 1, and for r is equal to 2, x is equal to 3q plus 2. Okay. So let us check the question actually. But it is asking for the cube. It is not asking just for the numbers or the forms. It is asking for the cubical form. It is asking for the cubical form of the positive integer. That is why we have to cube all of these 3 lemmas. So for r equal to 0, whenever we are, just remember one thing, whatever we are doing with the RHS or LHS, we have to do the same thing in both of the sides. Generally students are doing mistakes, this type of silly mistakes are happening, so then their whole of the equation is getting wrong. Okay, so keep in mind that whenever we are applying cube in the RHS side, we have to apply cube in the LHS side also. Means in the both of the side we have to do the same work, whatever the value it is. Okay, but if cubic it is, then cube for both sides. It is, if it is square, then square for the both side. If we are adding 1, 2 or any other number, so we have to add it on both of the sides. Clear? So when we have taken that for the cube of x, what we are getting, that is 3q whole cube, that is 27x cube. Okay, so when we have taken out 9 as common from this. 9 as common from this. We can write now that 9 into 3 is also 27 and q cube will be q cube. Okay, so it now this has came in the form of this, where we have just taken out, we have just substituted the value m in the place of 3q cube. So we have got the form for the first one. See, first form is proved. Let us check for the second one. In second one also we have to make the cube in the both side. So here we are getting one formula, that is a plus b whole cube. A plus b whole cube. So whenever we are just splitting the terms in the form of a plus b whole cube, we are getting this one. Okay, but what we have to make it in the form, that is 9m plus 1. Okay, so let us take common here. What we can take common here, that is 9. Okay, so whatever it is in the bracket, leave it as it is, and to take here 1 as its remainder. Okay, so again it is in the form of 9m plus 1, where we have substituted the value of this as m. Clear? Same for r is equal to 2. Again, this is the formula for a plus b whole cube. We just have to split it in the form of that, and then we will again get the third form, that is 9m plus 8, and this is what we have to prove in the given question. Hence the question is proved. Still, if you are having any doubt regarding this topic, you can just put a comment below in the comment section, and just stay tuned for the MCQs based on the Euclid's division lemma, and check it out in the description box. Till then, thank you.